bit of that they're like, oh yeah, they're so scorned in their heart that they miss all the positives about playing in Toronto that they maybe that's just me from a Torontonian perspective, but it seems almost
No,
like that.
I think that's part of it. And a lot of these guys, when they come here too, they're young. They haven't got their feet soaked. So once they get their feet soaked, they get a couple years inside of the league and they go around and they know exactly what the league's about. They're like, you know what? That little town Toronto, it's actually not a bad place to go and mingle with. That's what ends up happening. So and then they come back and they're like, you know what, for the love of the Canadians, here, take a 30 point in that L.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's a couple of them that I can understand. Like actually, DeMar DeRozan, I could sort of understand him being a little pissed. Welcome, Toronto Raptor fans, to another episode of the Toronto Raptors in black and white. As always, we've got the coach in the house, Head Swag,
Oh yeah.
and yours truly, Slang, coming at you with another weekly review of your Toronto Raptors. Our Toronto Raptors? I don't know how you say
Yes,
the
our
word.
Toronto Raptors. You got to share them.
Our Toronto Raptors. Yeah, I mean, another inconsistent week for these Toronto Raptors. I don't know, since we were on last, we pummeled Orlando and set an NBA record for most unanswered points
Yep.
at 31, which is just
31 run they went on. And I'm like, "Hey, okay, we woke up. Here we are. The Raptors are ready to chew and claw everybody up. And then, well, once again, heads get swollen and fall asleep.
yeah, because the next game, I mean, we'll jump into a little more detail on the Orlando game, but right, to round out the week, the next game we played Detroit, who we're going to review our picks. I apologize. I had convinced you to switch your guess on that, on whether we were going to win or lose, because I thought, with their main guy out, we'd have a
With
better
Cad
shot.
being out. That's
Oh
right.
my gosh! But yeah, we did not. We got pummeled by them. We caught up a little bit. It was super close, like at halftime. But again, they just proved they were the better team in the third and fourth quarters. Then, though, we surprisingly lose to Sacramento. We got raptured. If you're a fan of this channel, you know we are always saying the Toronto Raptors, either former Raptors or Canadian players, seem to step up and pummel us. And I don't know what the hell happened. DeMar DeRozan, I can sort of understand dropping 28 on us, but Precious Achua, somehow
Precious
Precious Achua,
Achua.
Precious
Yep.
Achua got 28 points against us in 38 minutes. He was like efficient even, 12 and 19. He
Right.
hit three.
And being a former Raptor, you look at him and you're like, okay, and where was that when you were playing with the Raptors? Yes, you gave us some good days, but every time when he was in on New York, same thing. He pummeled us. It's like every Raptor that leaves the Raptor Nation comes back with a vengeance. I don't know what it is.
I think that it's that they're, I think that really this speaks to Toronto being an amazing place to play. I think what happens is they, begrudgingly come here. Like everyone says that even Colin Murray Boyles, even though I actually dispute it, was upset when they called his name. I think he was just excited that he was getting picked in the top 10. But anyway, that's another debate for another day. But I think they begrudgingly come here going, oh man, Toronto, especially, if they're American,
Yeah,
born. And then they end up loving it more than they think, or they don't know anything else if we're drafted, if we drafted them. So then
that's
when
right.
they leave, they think, oh no, the grass was not greener. I wish I've heard, Mighty Mouse say that he should never have left. Uh,
That's right.
Vince Carter has, often said that he wishes that it certainly at least ended differently, but that he had not had to leave.
That's
I
right.
even heard Tracy McGrady say that
That's
he's
right.
one of the ones that really tried to kind of get his way out of here,
Yeah.
and he regretted leaving. So I think it's a little bit of that they're like, oh yeah, they're so scorned in their heart that they miss all the positives about playing in Toronto that they maybe that's just me from a Torontonian perspective, but it seems almost
No,
like that.
I think that's part of it. And a lot of these guys, when they come here too, they're young. They haven't got their feet soaked. So once they get their feet soaked, they get a couple years inside of the league and they go around and they know exactly what the league's about. They're like, you know what? You know what? That little town, Toronto, it's actually not a bad place to go and mingle with. That's what ends up happening. So, and then they come back and they're like, you know what? For the love of for the love of the Canadians, here, take a 30 point in that L.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's a couple of them that I can understand. Like actually, DeMar DeRozan, I could sort of understand him being a little pissed.
Oh yeah, yeah. The year after he gets ousted, we get a ring. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Well,
I would be I would give it to the Raptors day in and day night.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I mean, almost directly because of him leaving. And it's funny that anyway, obviously he wasn't sort of that champion mentality. He had the ability, and it was great that he was loyal to Toronto and everything. And I was upset that he got traded at first, but
And I,
we
me
all know
too.
the
Carl
result.
and him, I was like, Lowry and him were so dedicated to the team. They put so much in. They
Yes.
made it climax, and then to see it get over the hill and him not be part of it was really a shame. Unfortunately, he still gets a ring, but it's not a direct that you got to play and get the ring. It's just because he was there the past year, he still gets a ring. But
See?
obviously, yeah, yeah, they do that with the players. If you're there the year before, you still get a ring. But
Uh,
it's like I said, it's an indirect. You don't get it. You didn't get to put the work in. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, and then the other guy that I think is justified would be Jonas Valanciunas, maybe, at least in his mind. I, could we have won with him? I don't know. Marcus Gasol was certainly a pretty solid addition to that team, but anyway, I could see Jonas getting upset too. Um, so yeah, so that's what happened in this game because I even went back actually and looked at the previous 4 or 5 games. Pardon me,
no
of the
worries.
Sacramento Kings, and Precious Achua did not have more than 16 in any of those games, and
Hmm.
he drops 28 on us.
And then nearly doubles up 4 points from nearly doubling up on his average on us. That's what ends up happening when these ex-Raptors come back in and come back on Canadian soil, or when we bring our Canadian butts over to them.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, in these games, though, crazy enough, we have not had Emmanuel quickly, which I think has possibly contributed. You know, we could have maybe in Detroit we hang on if he's in the game. Jacoby Walter seems to be getting the start in his place.
In this
Uh,
place. That's right.
yeah,
But and Jacoby, he's a good 3 point shooter, but it's not as efficient as Quickly. And Quickly, like his name is Quickly for a reason. He gets that ball down. His basketball IQ is just a little bit more touch than Jacoby, so definitely there's a difference there. And like you said, going down to the end, our was it 2 months ago conference player and Quickly, I think would have put more daggers for us. You know what I mean? So, but it is what it is.
yeah. But the pleasant surprise has been Colin Murray Boyles. I think in that game against Detroit, Colin Murray Boyles comes off the bench,
That's right.
14, 10 rebounds, pretty
Hmm.
solid game. Even the announcers, I was actually watching I got the league pass thing, so I was watching the opposing announcers the last few games, and
Right.
especially against Memphis, they were just singing his praises. But against Sacramento, Colin Murray Boyles drops 20 off the bench. Again,
Yep.
only 4 rebounds there, but 2 assists even, pretty solid. And then in our pummeling of the Memphis Grizzlies, lots of garbage time there. Even Grady Dick actually got into the game. Which is crazy. But Colin Murray Boyles, 19, 4 rebounds. It's looking pretty good.
He's looking pretty good. He's coming along very well. He plays with a high motor. When he comes in, he is ready. He's like Vinny, man. He's like a microwave. You push the button and he's instant.
Yeah, no, and I like his size. People are, especially the announcers in the Memphis game. Jesus, sorry. We're just talking about how they were surprised at his abilities. They're like, look at how big this guy's so he's so wide. Like he's not the tallest, but they're like he's so just commanding in the paint.
In the
Yeah,
command, you
he's
got
like,
it.
yeah,
That's right. That's right. He's very demanding, and we've seen that. We've seen that. Since he's come on, he's done very well, and definitely there's still room to grow. So look out.
yes. So yeah, because in the standings, we are currently sitting in sixth place. Thank goodness we clawed our way back there with the victory against Memphis yesterday. We got to
Ooh,
watch out, man. We need to keep winning these games coming down the stretch. I'm going to look at our picks that we did and review where we're at so far, and maybe just quickly go over what's coming. But there's a juggernaut called the Charlotte Hornets, which, believe it or not, it's hard for me to even say those two words in the same sentence, but
same sense. Yeah.
they're just clawing their way up the standings. I mean, they were not in the playoffs, 10th, ninth. They're now eighth. They've got the highest point differential of anybody, like even higher than us. Like they actually should maybe be in fourth or fifth, just on point differential alone. Uh,
Alone. Okay.
and in the back half of the season, they've been doing it. Like anyway, I just think we need to keep our foot on the gas in these last few games and make sure we win more than we lose. Otherwise,
Then we lose. Well, I was saying that from our last episode. I was like, listen, we got about 10 more games. I was hoping we would hit the 50 marker, and yeah, they blew that out the water already.
yeah. Well, okay. So that's a good segue because I've got our picks right here. So since we did our final 13 games of the season,
Hmm.
um, we are, well, okay. So your picks, you are two wins and six losses. But like I said, I'll take the blame for a couple of those because I convinced you to change your pick. And I've got five correct and three wrong. Uh,
Okay.
this past week, we thought that they were going to beat Orlando, which they did.
Hmm.
Both of us got that right. We, again, you thought they would lose to Detroit. I thought since Cade wasn't there that maybe we had a shot, and you changed your vote. So I apologize for that one because
Yeah, well, you let me know the big guy, their stronghold was out. I was like, but I did mention saying, hey, the young guns are gonna want to show and prove, and they did. So,
they did. Yeah. I mean, pardon me. Um, Friggin' Tobias Harris annoyingly, but yeah, Jalen Duren. I mean, he just went crazy. 31 points.
that's right.
Jenkins 21. Even Duncan Robinson was hitting threes all over the place. He was 5 of 8 from 3 point range.
And that's the thing. I seen them even try to close out on some good threes, but when guys get hot, it's gonna rain down on you. Black rain all over the place.
Yeah, no, he was on fire. And then yeah, Sacramento. We both thought we would win that game. We should have won that game. That's one where I think if Quickly was in there to helping, steer things,
There's things. That's right.
could have possibly pulled that one off. But then yeah, we pummeled Memphis. Um, so yeah, so now we've got Boston, Miami, and the Knicks. And then
Mm.
we will be back before the final game, Brooklyn. Next week's video, we will preview that and see where we're at for the end of the season. But we had predicted, well, you've got a victory in Boston.
Hmm.
I'm now thinking we need it more than I had us losing, but I'm now with my fingers and toes crossed, hoping that we could pull that one out. And then you had us winning one of the Miami's, losing. Oh, sorry, winning both Miami's, losing to the Knicks, and then beating Brooklyn. And so I'm pretty much the same, except for Boston. We really need to take these games. Luckily for us, Boston does not. I just checked actually, and they do not have any former Raptors or Team Canada players. So that is a positive for us. Uh,
That is a but they got some. They got pictured. They got, oh my goodness, we got some work to do.
oh yeah, no, look, they're Raptor killers this year. I think they're undefeated against us. They're
That's right. I was
3
just gonna
zero, I
say
believe.
that, man. We cannot pull a victory against the Boston boys. They got our number. So let's see if they're gonna pull this off on the last one. Cause we, like you said, we need a W, and we need it now.
Yeah, hopefully it's another Orlando game. Maybe we caught them sort of napping. They might have been out partying Saturday and then had that 31-0 run. Hopefully this one's at 3:30 today. Hopefully Boston, we're partying, although this is at home. Unfortunately, they're probably home with their kids doing an Easter egg hunt or something. They're going to be.
Right?
I hope not. I hope not. Yeah, because then we got Miami, and then probably a loss against the Knicks. So we really need to hang on to
Listen,
a
we've
playoff
beat
spot. I don't want to do a
we
plane.
if you want to go quarter to quarter, we beat the Knicks all the time. They just end up going frenzy in either the fourth or the third. We have their numbers, and these guys just dismantle and make them come back. So we need that win against that Knicks. We need that win. We need that. Knicks has took in two. I've been to two of those games this year, and they've taken both of them. We need this win.
Yeah, well, it's always such a special game too, because let's remind our viewers the first ever NBA game was the New York Knickerbockers against the Toronto Huskies.
That's right.
At Maple Leaf Gardens, by the way.
At Maple
Um,
Leaf Gardens, if
yeah.
people don't know what that is.
No, no, yeah, long before the Air Canada slash Scotiabank Arena. Okay, well, yeah, so we're saying, I don't know, is it a must win tonight? I don't know if it's a must win. I think if we can go 3-2 in these last few games, we should hold on to our sixth place spot. But it would be way nicer if we could just win all five for sure.
It would be very nice, and if they got this win, it would be a nice way to start off the week and get it going right now. After, you know what I mean. So and keep the win streak going. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, is it a must win? I don't know. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Do we have to beat Boston today, or can we withstand them and still manage to not be in the play-in? Because really, what I think we need to avoid is the play-in. The Raptors are just too inconsistent. We could easily lose two games. Scotty Barnes goes down with a leg injury or some
Injury,
thing
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
first
Or
game.
they just get steamed. Some teams, a guy gets dunked on, and the team just loses its steam. So let's
Yeah,
just see.
well,
We need something to fire up our guys right now. Our big
right.
three. I'm talking to you, Barrett. Okay, we need you guys to step up. Come on, guys. You
Yes.
guys could play some decent ball. Share that sugar. We see it. We know it. We believe in you. Let's now show and prove.
All right, good. I agree. And yeah, so like I said too, if you stayed this far, we really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, but put a comment in there. Tell us, is it a must win against Boston? Are we going to hang on to sixth place? Do you think even if we got into the play-in that we could still get out of it somehow? Let us know what you think.
And do me a favor, people. When you're sitting there with your friends watching TV or you're out for dinner, take their phone, take 2 seconds, and push the subscribe button. It'll be worth it. We haven't seen our numbers move up. We've been sort of on consistent. So let's see if we can make you guys make us have a little gradual move up. So
Yes.
grab that phone from your partner, your mother, your friend, your wife, whoever it is, your teacher, whatever it is, and push that subscribe button.
Yeah, we need it. Our last video, not the best. We will not be having Markel Fultz on the thumbnail of any future videos. I can tell you that much. So, anyway. All right, but yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks, Coach.
No problem. Deuces.
Later.